Joey Hunt, I can't think everybody, him and Knapp both will not be back as far as just some cleanup stuff, and probably Aaron Curry will not play this week. So.
Coach, could you talk about this being your seniors' final home game? What does it mean to you for this group of men?
Oh, yeah, well, it's anytime every year. You know, it's especially these last 2 years, everything that we've gone through. But you got people like Joey Hunt that's been a 4-year starter. Obviously, he won't play in this ball game, but it's been a great ride. You always remember the memories. This is the fun part when they cross over the line and they're out of eligibility. The football part's not, because you got to replace them. But the other part of it, you know, as far as now, it's the relationship you'll have with them as they go forward in the next 20, 25 years is the fun part. So.
The personal qualities Joey Hunt brought to your squad this year, is there somebody in the pipeline like that?
Well, I mean, Alistair Sloppin, yeah, he played great last week. So it's the good thing is you get to find out what, going into recruiting, the hard part is you got to play your next guy out, but the good thing is you find out of the guys we have who we can play with. We played against a very good defense last week with guys out, and so we're going to find out against another really good defense how we play. You know, Billings is a side guy is really hard to handle. He's a really good player. So.
Farming gained a lot of confidence last week?
You know, I haven't talked to him. We turned around and got up early. Really haven't had a little bit of practice on Sunday, but really spent a lot of time game planning. And then they weren't here yesterday, and then I haven't seen them. I'll see them here in a little bit.
What is the practice schedule for you guys in the short week?
Well, it's the same. We went Sunday, and we'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday.
Was it tough to game plan against a quarterback that you haven't seen a whole lot of, Chris Johnson?
Yeah. Well, they run what they run. Some quarterbacks they run them more, some they don't. But I mean, they've done a good job. Obviously, they went into Stillwater. You have to give Coach Browse and Baylor a lot of credit. They went into a place that's hard to win. It's hard to win in Stillwater, and they were able to do that. So it was a great effort, and they played well. Both sides of the ball.
Talk about this a little bit. You know, you're finding out a little bit about your future. You're finding out, guys have had to step up. What does that mean, at this point of year to find it out and get that head start?
Well, it's good and it's bad. When you sit at 9-2, it's good because the worst you can be is 9-3. But I think these guys want to get to double-digit wins, and it's harder to do that when you lose all conference players. I mean, it's not that they don't play well, but it's hard to lose guys. But it's what we've done on defense. But a lot of our stuff happened on defense. It happened early, so we've grown up, and we've gotten better playing together. But they handled them so well. You get a chance to find out as a guy really a guard or a tackle. But Austin did a great job of recognizing everything that was going on and how things were, and so it's great. The guys that will have the problem this week will be the guards. The guards, it'll be, finding somebody for Knapp, I think, is a big concern for us.
From a coaching standpoint, Gary, do you consider this a rivalry game at all? I mean, obviously the fans, there's a lot of interest.
Well, it's been anytime you're going to have. It's like when we're in the Mountain West with Utah and BYU. And I get every once in a while I get fans from Utah say, we wish we're still playing because they were great ball games, and to be honest with you, our games against Baylor have been great ball games. So it's anytime that's going to happen, you're going to have it. And, you're both private schools, you're all the above, but it's one of those situations where you have to appreciate the job that Baylor's done and Coach Browse has done of where they've come from and what they've done in the last 4 or 5 years. As far as the wins, conference championships, the last 2. So you have to look. You got to watch them. You have to grow from them. You got to see what they're doing. See if you can anything you could like to do. Anybody in the conference, you're always trying to see what makes them where they're at and what you need to do to try to change what you do. So it's one of the reasons why we changed to this offense 2 years ago, to be able to match offensive production. So not just them, but I mean, you had Oklahoma, you had Texas Tech. I mean, you can look, not everybody in the leagues. I don't know what the lowest one, but it's probably close to 30.
You played quite a few games, obviously, since you played them last year in the game. But how fresh is that game in your mind?
Oh,
How
no.
much-
It's been a long time ago. We went back and watched it because you got to see how you were attacked and how you need to change to make sure that that doesn't happen again. But it's different players, schematically a little bit different. But there's a lot of things they're still doing it the same. So
A lot of places like to, I don't know, hang signs with the score up in the locker room or something. Do you guys do anything like that?
no, I've always found that doing something that the revenge factor usually is very fleeting. You know, you gotta stay about right here most of the time. On game day, you gotta play with emotion, but you're not careful. You use up too much energy, and then you can't finish ball games. So and both of us came off tough ball games last week. So
How tough is it for your defense when you play an offense that has receivers that are effective down the sideline and over the middle like they have with Coleman and Cannon?
you have guys that are top round draft choices. It doesn't matter what routes they run. It's always difficult to defend. But
Specifically Coleman, because they've also used him in the backfield some too, they'll spot him back there. You know, it could be the wildcat guy in that quarterback situation, but what kind of problems does he present?
well, obviously he's a fine athlete, and he can break tackle. He's very explosive in one step. He can go vertical on you, so you always got to be very careful where he's at. But you have to do the same thing with Katie Cannon, and really any of their wide receivers that you play, because I tell you the thing that people don't really realize is it's the run game that you've got to really prepare for. Because if you handle the run, then you don't have to use more people in the box to play the run. Then you can play the pass. If you have to add people to the inside to stop the run, then that's where they put you on islands, and that's where they get you in trouble. I mean, it's football 101. So how well we can play Baylor really will come down to how well we play up front, comparably to not so much where you do. Because if you can play coverages where you can play over the top, do it, then you're going to be a lot better then. But you've got to be careful because I'd probably counted 5 to 10 times that they were 3rd and 10 to 15, and those guys still threw it over somebody's head. So you've got to get back and you've got to get ready to play. So it's.
Have you guys fixed, you look back at not only the Oklahoma State game, but the West Virginia game, because they got behind you a little bit.
Well, it is, but I mean, it's what we do though. I mean, Oklahoma beat us on one, but it's, the thing is that one was blown coverage, the other were there. We don't make plays. You got to go. Guys got to go make plays. So it's these guys though can outrun you, and they're more like Colby Listenby fast, and so it's you got to be really prepared to handle that, and so you have to do some things that are a little bit different. But it's not our first time playing Baylor, so it's. But it seems like when we played bad, we really played bad. When we played good, we really played good. So we need to stay somewhere in the middle to play good category.
I know you guys aren't into moral victories, Coach, but how much confidence do you think your team gained from last week?
I don't know. I didn't ask them, but I think so. I think they found out how well they could play without a Trayvon Boykin, without a Josh Dodson. Defensively, we've been able to do that without a bunch of people, and so we've learned how to play together. Offensively, I think they went into a little shock in the Kansas game, and there was other determining factors to how that ball game went down without me really talking about it. But I I think the one thing, you find out is that you're playing against two, usually, right here lately, two of the best in the league. And if you can move the football like you did against Oklahoma, and you can go score points, do things, and what you do is you give yourself an opportunity to understand you can do that later on going into next year, which sometimes you wait till spring and then you're going into fall, and your second game's Arkansas, and so you're trying to find out, you're wondering how your guys are going to do against really good competition. So it's, we're finding out a little bit earlier because we've had to play so many. I mean, obviously 29, 30 freshmen, so.